I'm typically someone who avoids responding to, involving myself in, or otherwise commenting on the really generic and controversial aspects of Halo, as I typically get more personal enjoyment out of talking about the weird and niche things. But following the latest info drop from 343 regarding Season 2 of Halo Infinite, I'd say this whole thing is finally weird enough for me to talk about. So let's do it. I'm the Home Slice, Ascend Hype,
Baba Booey.
Hyperion, and today, me and you are going to have a heart-to-heart about the reality of Halo we're going to face for the next 6 months, and how that will all sum up to what will probably go down as Halo's worst year in a decade. Maybe its worst year ever. Like always, be sure to stick around for my viewer question at the end. Let's get this started. Okay, so I hate to lead off with a I told you so approach, but I do want to float out there that I've been peppering in warnings about this game and its development style for quite some time. But the difference between me and the other guys is that I don't yell, cry, or rage, furiously beating on my keyboard to do so, and I guess that makes people take me less seriously. Let's recount the important stuff. Halo Infinite is a two-headed snake of issues. The first to worry about is how, fundamentally, Infinite represents a series of formidable changes for the franchise in general. Major examples include the linear campaign being replaced with an open-world format, the change from standard arena multiplayer to live service, and finally, the full gutting of even Reclaimer-era levels of standard progression and customization. I've spoke many times before about how Halo is a franchise no stranger to change, but these three things to me represent the edge of the envelope, and in this video I described over a year ago how these things will naturally lead to divergence in Halo fans, forcing players who don't like those things to drop out of the fandom. There's no negative or positive spin on that, so please don't look for one. It's just a cause and effect thing that I want to throw out to you. The other head of the disaster here is one that none of us ever anticipated, which is the actual state of the game and its development. There basically is none. It's no secret Infinite launched with an extremely skim content pool all the way from the customization to the maps to the game types. Infinite is lacking just not extra things, but essential things in nearly all aspects of the game. First, there was this illusion that this lack was contained inside the Halo Infinite beta, and people desperately argued that more was coming, despite the fact that 343 literally said the beta was the full game. Then we have the literal Yu-Gi-Oh card deck of technical flaws, glitches, and performance failures in the game, and then we had the Season 1 being mapped out in unprecedented 6 months, adding what truthfully sums up to nothing to the game. This is where live service concept comes under fire the most, because I don't think people have properly explored why. 343 should investigate ways to make the live aspects of this game more impactful. Think about it. Right now, the live parts of the game are rotating playlists that are literally just single game types that could have been in basic matchmaking. They let you unlock seasonal armors, but the maps and modes tied to that content have nothing to do with the seasonal themes. Like, for example, Tenrai probably would have been a good place for a Swords and Hammers playlist, right? You get what I'm saying? So here's the simple version. This game is different, and this game is kind of fucked up. And following the update from 343 about Season 2 the other day, it would appear that Halo Infinite is going to remain fucked up for 6 more months. For me, that all sums up to what I'm calling the worst year of Halo. Now, before I go any further, I need to say out loud for those of you who don't get subtlety, I'm being playful when I say the game's messed up and this is the worst year. I'm not hate baiting you or whatever buzz term you've typed in the comments, but I feel like I'm making fair expressions here for the sake of comedy and being playful. If you haven't read the blog post yet, I encourage you to do so on your own for your own knowledge. But truthfully, aside from minor changes coming to the Battle Pass and what we hope are going to be solid bug fixes, Season 2 is just Season 1 Part 2. It's going to be the same seasonal content rotation format, albeit with new cringy armor and maybe a cutscene, I guess. There will be new rotational modes, but akin to Season 1, they'll likely be trapped behind the cringy armor events. So yeah, are they really being added to the game? And of course, I won't go too deep into it, but there's rumors of Certain Affinity developing a new game mode for Halo Infinite at some unspecified point in time. Probably Battle Royale. The reason I'm calling this the worst year of Halo extended outside of Halo Infinite though, because the swell and mass deflation of Infinite compounds onto MCC, which was where many Halo fans were patiently waiting for Infinite to drop. As Infinite lost its own players, MCC 2 has lost those who used it to tide over. We've seen mass disenfranchisement with Halo fans following the release of Infinite. That disenfranchisement of Halo fans, I feel, is then tri-pounded by the Halo show, or as it's known better, the $90 million fan fiction. Don't set your keyboard on fire. If you like the show, I'm happy for you, really. But in the same way that I recognize and respect your happiness, it does not change the disappointment it elicits in many others, which, like I said, tri-pounds onto the issue we just discussed, the general disinterest in Halo. But the thing that worries me the absolute most actually has nothing to do with my own enjoyment of Halo. I'm worried that in Halo Infinite's first year, it has and will continue to fail to capture new fans, which is what the Halo franchise desperately needed. New blood. Halo needs a new mass fanbase, akin to what happened in Halo 3 and in Halo Reach, but that's very hard to capture and maintain when the game you're selling is the promise of a game yet to come. 343 has plenty of plans for Infinite, but I can't play plans. And like I told you guys in this video right before launch, plans don't get me my lost time back. And I'm trying to tell you that the literal Murphy's Law that something can be added back into this game is not a guarantee that it will be. This was potentially the most critical moment for Halo, and that moment has been lost. Plain and simple. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a chance this game could spin up a revival that brings in new players, but I think that requires luck, and ladies and gentlemen, I don't gamble. So, what do? Suffer, I guess. No, I'm kidding. Hey, look, here's my honest advice. I know there's plenty to dislike about Halo. I'd wager you have something you like about Halo. This is probably a good time to get reacquainted with the stuff you like. Go replay Halo 2 campaign, convince a few friends to play Firefight, take some screenshots, grind for some armor, pay for some armor if you're an heir to the Walton family, try to get an Invincible, try some trick shots, draw some Halo art, watch some machinima, make some machinima, make your bed, take a shower, call your mom, she misses you. Where were we? Look, what I'm saying is that drowning yourself in what you dislike will bring you nowhere closer to the things that you do like. I believe the kids on Twitter would say that puts me on copium. I think I would say that means I'm not terminally online. I get that Infinite can't give you everything you want right now. So go play Halo that gives you what you're looking for. Hell, that Halo might even still be Infinite. It's not hard. Whether it's MCC, Infinite, or even Halo Wars, if you're one of the 13 people still playing it, while you're waiting for the worst year of Halo to end, go play Halo. So that extends my question on to you. What is the thing you like about Halo that you think you might go do instead? Leave it in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel if you have not to be part of the subscriber base from the worst year of Halo. Make sure you follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, and you can join my Discord linked below. Until next time, I'll catch y'all later.